Welcome to OWAD today. I'm Sophia, piloting to the Universal Chinese. Let's continue unpacking ocean industrial age concepts that first translated by Japanese scholars and Chinese we just inherited. 投票 is Chinese way to say vote. And of course, in this back then, 100 years ago, the fall of the last dynasty in China, 1911, that's a little bit over 100 years ago. And this concept, this 投票, was translated around like late 19th century. So it's before 1911. So this Western idea of casting a vote by regular folks like you and me, instead of like under the ruler, like the ruler is the only decision maker, the only one vote. Like, even one person vote, it's not even a vote, right? It's a dictatorship. So instead of that, this is a total foreign concept. I guess was a total foreign concept. Nowadays, people know cast a vote, how that works. But 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, when this concept was first translated, 投票, 投, throw, and 票, the ticket, the same paper, not carry your choice, right? It's kind of a multiple choice. You have to black out the bubble. That's the Japanese scholars' translation. I think it works almost like a visually. It gives you a very vivid picture of what 投票 looks like. You throw that ticket into the pile of tickets from people. Everybody got a ticket, right? So this vote thing, it's a physical form of the vote, and also the procedure of the voting, like by throwing that ticket in there to be counted. That's the two essential things of what vote is about, right? The physical thing versus the action of the thing. All right, 头, we have 5-finger hand symbol and a 3-finger hand symbol framed together in this concept. Because this 头, the throw, is an action by the hand, at least your upper body. Of course, it's not just your hand do something. It has to be a full body motion, actually starting from the root, from your feet, from your heels probably, and all the way the whole chain reaction from a body so that you can throw a ball or something appropriately. But Chinese language creators back then simply noted down as the most noticeable body parts moving is your hand. So we use a 5-finger hand symbol to signify this as a hand gesture. And we can see 5-finger, right? This is the wrist. And then we have 5 fingers over there. Then the middle finger tilted to right. Told the story many times already. Took me some time to discover why we have a middle finger bent. Has nothing to do with the middle finger body gesture as in the English culture. Chinese didn't know that. Okay. I only learned that very late. This middle finger thing is a differentiator because we have two concepts, the hair symbol. So this can be a puffing of a hair as well as the hand. They converge. The imagery sourced from different origins converge on how they look. So it can get confusing. So somebody eventually decide, okay, we add this middle, add 1 stroke. If it tilted toward the left, that's the hair, like animal fur kind of a hair, versus tilt toward the right, that's human hand. So full human hand symbol, if that occurs, that means this is an action of the hand movement of sorts. 3-finger hand symbol, when it's not about hand movement, this 3-finger hand symbol, particularly the right hand, is often used. That simply means this is not about movement of hand, but this is to create some other concept using the hand symbol as part of the storytelling to make a bigger picture. The top of it It's supposedly a whip with a sharp edge. So this right part is kind of slave owner holding a whip to inflict pain on supposedly slaves. So this hand, whipping symbol together paired with the hand. That means without the whip, your hand is doing something as if it's in a whipping, swinging motion. So that's how Chinese denote throw. Okay, involves slavery. I guess all countries, nations, history has some sort of slavery in the past. So we have that to make the throw concept. 票. We have the fire symbol, which is a cone with two sparkles at the bottom. And then we have the third type of hand symbol. So in Chinese, total 3 ways to express hand. Now we see the third one here. This is, again, 3-finger hand symbol, but it's kind of reaching top down. It's kind of this way. That means, because Chinese is a first-person perspective, so that means it's not your hand, it's somebody else's hand. It's holding. What is holding? This is holding kind of like a pot with a cover, a lid on it, something, some liquor in it, and it's on top of the fire on this open grill surface. So that's a picture I'm painting you, but of course it's like not logical. Why you hold your hand onto that thing? It's going to burn your hands, right? Anybody who have been burned know the risk of putting your hand in it. So if this is not your hand, probably it's not your concern. This is somebody else's hand reaching down from top of the frame. And this probably shows the process of cooking some sort of liquor of special, and to show you when this, I guess, boiling, if this is a liquor thing, boiling on top of the fire, and this end up become ticket. Like, what's the logic jump there? My reading is, ticket is a thin piece of paper. It's flat, thin, and it can flatter just like a flag. But a flag made of fabric versus 票 ticket nowadays mostly made of piece of paper, right? And the paper behave kind of like any thin material, like a flag, behave like a flatter. And here, this picture, this boiling something on top of the stove with the fire out there, it's somewhat related to the fire in that boiling picture. It's doing this flapping thing. And this motion of fire, even if fire is almost like shapeless, it can change shape forever. It's energy burning, right? We can hardly, it's amazing that Chinese abstract the fire as this cone shape with 2 sparkles, but it constantly changing the shape. And here, it's probably to show you through this supposedly cooking process, have something boiling on top of the fire, to show you the fire motion, the flickering of the fire over there. And we use the fire motion to signify anything that kind of flickering or flattering, like the fire would do. That's, changing shape, direction, or frequency or motion or speed in the air. So we use the fire behavior to signify the other material thing in there. So nowadays it's mostly piece of paper because that's more easily accessible, I guess, that eventually this motion of ticket from the fire carried over to the ticket itself. Thin piece of paper. So we use the behavior of the ticket to denote the thing of the ticket, the piece of paper of ticket, and then we use that shape of things to apply all kinds of things. So this 票 can be used as currency because we have bills, right? English have to map a different name, but Chinese can use the same 票 because it's the same piece of paper. And of course, any kind of things that you use as almost like a certificate or something, you can use this ticket. It can be movie ticket for sure. It can be a concert ticket or whatever, or the bills or the monetary currency ticket. So in this case, because the throw ticket, the ticket thing was used to show the shape of thing that you are throwing. But know that this ticket not necessarily starting from this vote, in fact, because it did not exist ever before in China. So when Japanese scholars select, it's selecting the thing that looks like that, but never served the function before. But they share the same, like a same paper ticket looking thing. All right, so there we go. 投票. Thank you for your time. See you another day.